Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
I'm going to ask you a rather very tough question. Okay? Very, very tough question. Now pay attention carefully, okay? And it's a very uncomfortable question. Okay? My question to you is, how much money do you have in your bank account right now? Okay, I'm talking of money that is saved up for you. Okay? Means your money. It can be inheritance, it can be your property, whatever. How much money you have? Obviously, only you'll know that answer, nobody else. Okay. So let's assume you have 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. Whatever, keep it there. Okay. Now, second question. What if you lose all this? You lose it, maybe the bank seizes the money, or your property gets destroyed or something happens. So now the question is, now what will you do? Obviously, you will give answers like, oh, Loy, I'll start all over again. Like when I ask people, if you lose your job, what will you do? Yeah, Loy, I'll go get another job. Or people say, oh, I'll go to India. If I lose my job in the Middle East, go back to India. Or if someone is in US, yeah, I'll search for another job. Now, saying and doing are two different things. Okay, like I meet so many, sometimes I interact with these college students. Oh, when I get married, yeah, sure, I'll be a good father, I'll manage. And then they say, if you speak to girls, tomorrow you'll get pregnant, you'll have a baby. Yeah, I will be the most loving mother, I'll be selfless, I'll take care of my baby. Yeah, it sounds nice in theory, like I love you forever and all that, but speak to someone who is 30 years into their marriage or 20 years, or who has been married for a number of years, and a small child tells you this, when I have a baby and this and that. It sounds funny. Okay. Now, why am I bringing up this topic, or why am I bringing this up? See, with this COVID pandemic now, I mean, it has shaken up so many people. People who are earning very good salaries, very good income, who are comfortable in life. All of a sudden, their businesses shut down. Restaurants that were teeming with people, nightclubs that were just happening, and people are dancing. And every night, the owner was with the girls, and people were partying, and money, the cash register was just rolling in. Now, all of a sudden, imagine 1 year, no revenue. The clubs are just lying down. Tables are this thing, there's just cloth. DJs are not performing. Yeah, tour companies. Massage, here in Thailand, massage parlors. Jet ski companies. Then touristy shops. They all had to shut down. In fact, even these prostitutes and who used to go to the nightclub and show their bum and their boobs and this and that. And every day some used to earn like $500 a night. Just imagine, in a third world country, $500 a night. Oh, some were getting even much more than that. All of a sudden, zoop, just gone. Now, if they had saved money, nothing to worry. But if you didn't save money and you lived hand to mouth and you're investing in a business and you have, taken surgeries to get your boobs, your ass, your body, your face, or you are just splurging and enjoying going around the world. And what do you do next? In fact, this is not a fake story, real. This young boy, he worked for this company. This is an Indian guy, Indian boy. Worked for this company, very good position. And the company decided merging or something like that, and they offered him 1 year, not even 6 months, 1 year severance package. golden parachute. Imagine 1 year, not 6 months, 1 year's worth. He immediately said yes. Immediately. Didn't even think twice. Okay, and you're talking that's close to around what, $500,000? Not dollars. $500,000 dirhams, that's around 150, you say 150 US dollars, 150. Okay, for a young man, 150,000 US dollars being given cash in your bank. Okay, good money, right? Okay, so normal person, what would they do? Maybe keep some money, buy a property, this and that. This boy, young man, decided to go for a holiday. And boy, did he go for a holiday. He went for a holiday with his girlfriend. Went all around the world. Made sure his Instagram showed his Instagram photographs, living the dream. Facebook, believe in yourself. He tried everything from ayahuasca, some mushrooms, and he went meditation and spiritual rave parties, this, that. And because he had a spectacular career and credentials, he was pretty sure he would get a job, because he used to still get job offers. And enjoyed. And then COVID happened. Well, you can't travel and all that. So obviously at some point he was supposed to come back to the country of wherever he had this thing. He came back. And stayed for a few more months. Didn't do anything much. Okay. And now he had to search for a job. Sadly, now nobody was ready to offer him a job at the salary that he wanted. So he cut his salary 5%, kept trying, 10%, kept trying, 15, 20. And now he has come to the part where he's literally asking for half. Okay. And even still he's not getting a job. And now obviously he's worried. Because 150,000 US dollars can last you for how long? You can go bootstrapping, you can go cheapest hotels and cheapest travel and all that. But there are limits, right? So now he's worried. Now he doesn't know what to do. Now, lucky for him, he's young. He can bounce back. But I want you to imagine how many people are there who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, who still are healthy, who still have another 10 to 20 years more. Just let that sink in. 10 to 20 years more to live. But now they don't have any job. They don't have any employment. Nobody is going to give them a job. And even if they want to work, nobody can help them. Now what do you do? You know, the thing is, when you become old, nobody wants you. Like when a film actor is young, everybody dies for him. When a singer is popular, everybody wants her. When a fighter is happening, everybody wants a piece of the action, wants to hang around with them. Like this Money Mayweather and all, they want to be their entourage. But the day you lose your money, the day you lose your popularity, your fame, or the level at which you are, people stop being around with you because they know it's not going to be of any benefit to them. You can't blame them because even they have their expenses. Then what do you do? And this is the one question that I've always asked myself every single day. I sleep, I wake up, I eat, I sit down. I just ask myself this question. Tomorrow, if I lose all my money, now what will I do? Believe it or not, it's very easy to say, yeah, I'll get another job, but where? In fact, I want you to do this now. Start applying for another job. Just start applying. See how many people respond to you. Try opening a business right now. Any business. Put your money where your mouth is. I can assure you it will fail. So then you'll say, Eloy, right now it's not required. Yeah, then when will you do it? You'll do it when it actually happens. And if you do it when it happens, and then you have no money to blow off and You have to take the risk. Then what if you fail? See, these are very tough, very unpleasant questions which you don't want to answer. From death, what will you do if you die, to what will you do if you're paralyzed, what do you do if you lose a loved one? And we don't like to ask these tough questions. But sadly, whether we like it or not, one day these questions will stare at us right at the face. And then the question is, what the fuck will you do then, man? Because then you're going to be in deep trouble. You're seriously going to be in deep trouble. See, the purpose of me sharing this with you is to tell you, don't take things for granted. Whether it's your beauty, your looks, your health, your mind, your skills, your talent. It just takes one moment, one accident. Like, I'll give one last example. Just search on Google, Resident Evil stunt woman. This female, for the new Resident Evil movie, beautiful girl, very beautiful. She's a stunt woman. She was doing the movie, you know, that star, Mia something. She looks very beautiful. She starred in The Fifth Element. So she was doing a stunt work where she was supposed to be on a bike and it's supposed to crash into something or something like that. She did the stunt, that movie, but unfortunately something went wrong. She smashed into something else and her arm got ripped off, completely torn off. Okay? And she was in the hospital for, I think, weeks and months. When she came out, she no longer has an arm. She had multiple, fractures and injuries and all that, and her life is basically over. The directors and producers of that movie just gave her a few $1,000. She tried to take them to court, but they are too powerful. She couldn't do anything. And now her life is finished. She's a young girl with no arm. Just imagine. What do you do? You can Google search UFC. This happened with a fighter. This guy's name is Chris Weidman. He, when he fought Anderson Silva 7 years ago, Anderson Silva was the king of the middleweight fighters in UFC. But when you Google search this, just be careful because it's very graphic. Nobody could touch him. So he wanted to fight with Chris Weidman, and he had a habit of kicking people on the leg. So Chris Weidman trained himself to make sure when he would kick, that he would use his knee to block his kick. So Anderson Silva gave a very hard kick. This guy brought his knee up, his shin hit his knee, and his leg broke into two halves, dangling. Just think this is straight, just broke like this. And after his leg broke, Chris Weidman was, yes, and he went around the cage and he defeated his enemy. Anderson Silva's career was over after that. Even though he returned back for a fight after almost 1.5 to 2 years, he was never the same fighter ever again. He kept losing after that. Until that time, for like 10 years, 12 years, nobody could touch him. So his career was over. Now, Chris Weidman, after defeating him, he had a career up and down, whatever. Yesterday, he was supposed to fight with this guy, Uriah Hall, black guy, whom he had defeated, and he was going to make his comeback. And within the first 17 seconds of the fight, he kicked Uriah Hall exactly the same way as Anderson Silva kicked him. And lo and behold, his leg broke exactly the same way. Now, before you jump into karma and all that, that's all bullshit. And he didn't deserve it. It's a fight business. And please stop gloating, oh, it's karma. Just shut the fuck up. How would you like if something bad happened to you and someone told you, yeah, karma? Just shut up. This poor young guy, he has a family, he has wife and kids, and his career is over. Imagine, he makes a living, he earns a living by fighting. His career is over. And yeah, he put a photograph that is okay and all that. But now, I think, shit, man, how will he earn his living? How will he pay his bills? How will he survive? How will he sustain? So many questions, So, in fact, one of the YouTubers whose video I follow great technical reviewer, laptops, iPhones, all that. And his career was growing and his subscriber count was growing. And one fine day I saw no video for months. I mean, what happened? And then he comes up with another video. I have cancer. And then he said, I can no longer do this. See, I'm not trying to scare you, okay? This is not my intention. But if you are getting scared, it's good, because fear should be there. We live a life where we just think nothing will happen to us. I'm invincible. You don't know when your day will come. I'll give one last example. One last one. You know, I stay in Samui, right? Okay. One day when me and my wife, we were going for coffee, I was sitting there doing work on my laptop. My wife was just having a ice, shake, whatever, a little far away. She was expecting a baby. All of a sudden, I get this tap on my shoulder. I turn. Huge guy. Oh, massive. Like, huh? I was like, who's this? Because I don't know anyone. I don't interact with anyone. He said, I'm going to fucking kill you. I will rip your head off. I'll tear your eyes and this and that. It's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Because, for me, I'm like peaceful with everyone. Only online, some little drama. So I was like wondering. So I asked him, who are you and all that? Immediately I remembered one of my old girlfriends who was on this island. This was her friend. And it didn't work out. We were supposed to get married or whatever. It didn't work out. So he said goodbye and, we said goodbye. So I don't know what he found out or what she told him, or it was not clear, or did he act on his own behalf or something. I don't know what happened. This guy got so fucking violent, so angry for something. To this day, I'm not aware what happened. So he started threatening and this and that, and luckily my wife took her video camera and she was recording. So as soon as I saw that, I said, I just want you to know you're being recorded and we'll give it to the police, because here the laws are very strict. You can't do all this nonsense. So as soon as he saw that, he put his arm around me and said, okay, just show that you shake hand and say everything is okay. Otherwise things are going to get ugly and this and that. I just limply showed my hand. Okay, thank you. It's sorted out. And he walked off. And I was like, what the? But anyway, for safety purpose, I went to the police. I gave the complaint. And when he came to know again, he tried to make a big drama and all that. But eventually it was sorted out. Okay, it was sorted out. He's cool, calm. He claimed, imagine a guy so big, like almost like, think of a wrestler. And he's so broad, muscles, no fat. He told the police I came to threaten him. The police looked at me and everyone looked at me, and even I looked at myself like, what? The skinny guy, so small, he's so big. He's saying, yeah, he came to threaten me, to beat me and kill me. And my wife spoke in Thai, and they all were like, okay, they knew that he's telling lies. So finally we said, okay, sorry, let's all sign, peace. So we went away, our own way, everything was fine. Okay, now why am I bringing this up? Not bringing this up to get back at him. Anyway, you don't know his name, you don't know who is he. Okay. Why am I bringing it up is, a few months ago, because of this COVID thing, he lost everything. He lost his money, he lost his business, he lost everything. And he ran away from the island. And now he's finished. Now I don't know if he's doing well. I don't know if he has money. But he ran away without any money, basically. Now who do you think he can go and threaten? Who do you think he can go and show, I'm this and... So that's the main thing which I'm trying to say, Don't let power, don't let your physical strength, don't let your health, don't let your earning capacity, whatever it is, don't let it get to your head. Even my stepfather, even my relatives, even the people I've known, in their 30s, 40s, who thought they're invincible. Finished, everything gone. Like there's that saying, every dog is his day. So my only thing which I want to tell you through this is, don't let your success, don't let your money, don't let your fame go to your head. I'm not saying this karma shit will work, but if in case bad days do come, like this COVID thing, when it comes, it will come without telling you. And then you'll be in deep trouble. So that's all I wanted to tell you through this video. Just tell you, please be careful. Be very, very careful, because you just don't know when bad things happen. Okay? That's all I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Okay? Anyway, this is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.